All right. Hello, everybody. This is Laura West from Joyful Business. And I am here. I just have to share this person with you. She's become somebody that I'm just really admiring all the stuff that she does. This is Mia Moran with plansimple.com. Hey, Mia.
Hi.
Welcome. I'm so glad to be able to share you with my Soul Tribe community.
I'm so honored to be here with your Soul Tribe community. Everybody's amazing.
Yeah, it is. We have such amazing people here, and they all are change makers and creative entrepreneurs, highly intuitive, highly sensitive, and they really want to organize all those creative ideas and get stuff done. And so I was really excited when you invited me to participate in your Back to Business Week that's coming up. And I thought we would chat about that a little more and be able to, why don't you tell us what it is and
Absolutely.
why
Well,
are you doing this?
all right. So here's why I'm doing it. So why I'm doing it is because I too am a very soulful, creative entrepreneur, and I was actually having this moment, a very soulful moment, I might say, back in May. It was around my birthday month, so I was doing all these sort of extra sessions, and I know you do a lot with like the Akashic record, so I was all in that.
Right.
And I just had this idea for this event then. And one of the reasons is that, so I have three kids who are now getting older and older. I still have one who's in high school, but the other two are in college. And I almost feel like I'm more preparing them during the summer as they get older for like what's next. So I was noticing there was like a lot of talk about, what's next and like helping them get organized with things and thinking about money. And at the end we have like a celebratory dinner, and we have with my two girls, we have so much fun going like shopping and just like
Right.
all the
Right.
things that get you set up. And I was like reflecting
It's
back.
fun to plan and organize the dorm room
Yeah,
and
so
all
fun.
their
And then I was also
office
thinking back to like,
supplies.
yeah, it's so fun. And I was thinking back to my childhood. And by the way, as a creative spiritual person, I like literally hated school. So just to be clear, school was not my place. It was not made for me. But there was this quality of like going back to school that like almost organized my system in a way that I really needed at that point. And it
Right.
was just like this like landing space. And it was like just like I was preparing my kids during the summer, like internally as a kid, I remember feeling like, you start at the beginning and you're still in the old grade, and then you start practicing saying you're in the new grade, and then you have
Mhm.
time off, and then you're really landing in it. And I was just thinking that like as women, as entrepreneurs, like we don't have that. And I was hearing over and over and over again people like later in the season, like in November, being like, where did the fall go? Like what
Right.
happened?
Oh
Like,
my gosh. I got to
yeah.
get it. How come it's taken me so long to get it together? Right.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, what if it's all because we didn't actually ever land? And so that's sort of that was the backbone of this event that became what it became. Is I was like, what if we just had a landing spot so that we could really acknowledge where we were going next and what we were leaving behind, and almost like, quote unquote, what our next grade is.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think it's so, there's such different energy where, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in that summer energy and we are a little more relaxed or a lot relaxed, or a lot of people are with their kids or on vacations, or I had a lot of clients on extended vacations this year or all sorts of things, even just that mindset of, oh, I'm taking off early because it's so hot and, I'm going to walk
Yeah.
to the beach and things like that. And then, yeah, we need some sort of mile marker to like be like, okay, and now we're back and now we need
Yeah.
to focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a interesting thing to, I think, to do that in community, which I know you create such a great community around business as
Oh,
well.
it's
And
wonderful.
yeah, and I just think it's like that's the piece I was really tapped into. Like I'm such an introvert, but there was something about that first day of school and like being with the new teachers, and being with a new class that there was something really warming about that to my system, even though like a week later I was like, oh my God, I hate school. But that week was
Right.
sort of important.
For that one week. I love that. I love that. Yeah. And so you've created this week where you've brought together some amazing people. I know some of the people there, some of them are my clients even. And we're doing these, and I love this, these 5-minute trainings. And everybody has like this micro teaching that people get to learn from, and you've got to organize into different themes each day. And I haven't shared this with you, but I will tell you, if you told me to do a 90-minute training, 45-minute training, hour training, no problem, I got that. 5 minute. Oh my God, it took me forever to do
It's hard,
a
right?
5 minute micro training that was, really good because you have a formula or a structure to make it really valuable. And so I mean, I had to do a bunch of rewrites, and I did a bunch of different takes, and you should get my outtakes because they're probably funny and let me like totally
Ask
blow
everyone for their
my
outtakes.
brand.
That would
But I love how valuable they are, these micro trainings where you can kind of get in. Yeah, you don't have to sit there through torturous long classes, right? It's like
yeah.
you get this like one thing and you can pick which works for you, depending on where you're at in your business.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was a really important part of the planning. So, I mean, I am a productivity coach by, nature. And so my thing is all about like, it's not really only about saving time. It's just about how we navigate time as women. Cause I think, especially as magic making women, like time does
Right.
end. And
Yes.
that's where the idea came in for this. But before I ever saw one, this is the second time that we're sort of doing something with 5 minute videos. But every time I see them, like still as they came in this time, I literally cry. Like, I mean, and a video could be about like Instagram. Like, there's nothing
Right.
sad about it, but
I'm
like,
crying over Instagram. I've cried
but
over my.
it's yeah, but it's more like I'm crying for like what is possible in fight, like how it's possible to communicate something, how it's
Yeah.
possible to get something to its essence. I probably know that everybody's worked really hard to make things simpler and in 5 minutes as well, but it's like it really is amazing how we can bend time. And the thing I know about women is a lot of us feel really time strapped because not only
Yes.
are we growing these businesses, but we're trying to be healthy and spiritual and have families and travel and all the
Right.
things.
You might be sandwiched in between generations. And I mean, I know every one of my clients has, from the health to the spiritual to the wake up, whatever wake up calls and shifts they're going through. So this is really helpful to be able to have everybody's brilliant essence and focus on something in particular, like
Yeah.
very, yeah. So tell us about like the people who are here, these trainers that you have and these experts and other
Yeah,
amazing
so
people.
a big piece of it for me is that I was doing a lot of so I always am leading with the fact that I'm an introvert, and it is very true that I source by myself. Like it's always been a thing I do. And last spring, I got really into just all the different sort of assessments that I could take in my own astrology and human design and just all the different things. And
What's your human design? I know that's probably not part of
I'm a
this.
manifesting generator,
Oh,
and I'm
gotcha. Yeah, that would make sense.
a
Yeah,
4 6, I think is the number. But
right.
I was like just reading all the things about it. And in every single thing I took, it was about how I'm a connector. And I've been told that all the time. I mean, we've been in masterminds together. Like I'm reflected back to that to me all the time. But just because I'm such like I like quiet so much,
Mhm.
I haven't ever led with that. And so as I was going into this, I was like, wow, like one by one, I've met the most amazing humans. And I was like, what if they all met each other? So the initial thing behind this was like, what if all these people like met? And so very quickly, about 45 people were like, yes, all of whom had been like in masterminds with me, teachers of mine, colleagues, like, just people. We have a podcast and I'm on like 500 episodes. So I've had a time to like meet a bunch of people.
Right.
And so that sort of started it. And then I had made a very sort of somewhat precise schedule of what I wanted to happen. So then there was like some gaps, like just in sort of content that I wanted to cover. So I just put out, so I put out to all the people who had said yes, who I knew very well, you included, and said, like, do you know anybody who can cover these topics? And then you all gave them to me. So everyone is connected, everyone is
Right.
connected in some way.
I love
And
that.
that just feels really like good and feminine and,
It does. And it really honors that whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, right? It's like these one-on-one connections that it's like you're handed off the trust and the credibility and I want you to meet this person. And I really know that that's a big part of what you do is you take this care and nurturing of handing off each, the introductions to each of these people. And you've created these ways for us to be able to meet each other. So we're not just random people who show up, it's like we're all connected in all
yeah,
these
that
ways.
was really
the
important.
energetics of that get woven through. People can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, a little bit, it's been an energetic experiment, at some
Mhm.
level. I'm not sure what happens next for like myself, but it's been really cool to see what does really happen when like I do everything I can and everyone's doing everything they can to really like weave this like togetherness of women, because I think that is the next, I think that's where we're headed. And I've thought about it, talked about it, all the things, and this is a fun experiment to really watch it happen. It's very
Yeah,
cool.
I love it. I mean, you can tell because it's not your typical summit where it's 75 people that you just don't know and they're not connected. And I always feel like I'm looking at those and I mean, I like them because you get little bits of what you need, but I don't feel that woven thread. And I
Yeah.
definitely have felt that from the very beginning with you, that everybody's here for a purpose and it makes sense, why somebody would go through and be able to logically pick, who it is they want to learn from.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Well, and it's been
wonderful.
helpful to me because I also feel like I've gotten all these messages as an entrepreneur myself and as a human of like how I'm getting to my like needing to step into my next edge.
Right.
It's really cool to have this, like, to have you all there because, I'm not like actually depending on you, but like it's like there's
But you're
this,
not alone.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not alone. There is this like net, and it's really cool. Like it's been a very great experience for how to like go through your glass ceiling and just feel and not feel alone. It's
Hmm.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And especially, I know I work, as you know, and we've talked a little bit as, I work with people who are really, I call them highly attuned, right? We might call ourselves sensitive, empathic, highly creative, intuitive, but, conscious entrepreneurs, high integrity. And that's a lot of what I see in you and why I was so excited to do this. Because I feel like it is really high quality, high integrity, and it honors that, we're all not natural big self-promoters. Some of us have that gene and some of us, have had to learn it and find a way. For me, I'm like finding ways to do that in new ways, that really resonate and are aligned with my soul. So I
Yeah.
know it's so evident that's what you're doing with this as well.
Well, and the other important part I'll say for all of us highly, attuned humans with which in my brain, it's like we have big ahas, right? So whether that's because we like see an idea out there, like you might with these in one of these talks, you're like, oh, like, I mean, even your idea, which I hope everyone comes and hears, I was like, oh my God, like I've never heard it quite phrased that way. And actually, I need to figure out my next version of that and how excited I am that Laura reminded me of this right now.
Right.
And but as sort of a highly creative, high download human, um,
Right.
it's so easy to then to have the idea and then it just sort of fizzles or you
Right.
don't quite know how to take the next step. So the part that that is my work and that I'm super excited to have part of this is that yes, we've made these little teeny trainings, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're easy to implement, right? Because we
Mhm.
are all these amazing creative humans that are going to be coming together. And so every day we're going to have these 90-minute get it done sessions where I'm going to we're literally going to like be watching videos and like implementing so that by the end of the week, like everyone really has done something. Because I think, especially in this day and age, whether, no matter who you are, it's just so easy to become a consumer. And so
Mhm.
one of the things that I really wanted us to do is like, you know, not be
Great.
a consumer, get back to business because, also in this time of year, without that landing pad, I think it's just an easy buffer to have, right? Like it's easy to consume extra and not really land and make headway and do what we want, which I think if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you're in the fall season, like there is a good part of the busyness of the bustle and the like harvest of fall, and we can all
Right.
use
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. And yeah, and that's part of what I like about this because it's not all these random different things, but it's like people get to be thoughtful about, okay, what can I take from this, these trainings or which ones are important to me now? And then you're going to help them through that. How do they focus? I always call it creative productivity. How do you how do you be creative, bring your creativity, but actually get focused and get some things done so that you can move your business forward, really step into your soul work in a bigger way, so
Yeah.
it's not just hanging out in the imagination and your heart's all excited and then nothing happens.
Which is so easy.
It's so easy and it's so fun, I call it manifestation turbulence. It's like we're in our imagination and it's so much fun to have all these creative ideas, but then there's this kind of turbulence in landing the idea and turning it into action. And so that's what you're going to help people with, to create a plan for that.
Yeah. And I'm excited for like all these. I hope everyone goes, and I'm going to invite everyone to go share. Like, I hope your strategy is kicking off the whole thing. So I'm like,
yeah, I think I'm on the first day.
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking about how to create your beacon marketing strategy, which I think is essential. Like we were talking about being introvert. People sometimes think I'm not introvert from the way that I show up on social media or my trainings, but I'm definitely I'm an ambivert, I guess, but I definitely lean towards the more introvert. I love to create anyways, re-energize, by myself, lots of alone time.
Yeah.
But so the idea of a beacon marketing strategy is having something creative and cool that you can always, that's evergreen, that you can always invite people to, that also has community in it. So it brings your expertise, people get to know who you are, and they get a sampling of your community. So they want more of that. Because I know, as you're talking about, community is so essential right now. It's like it's too hard to try to do all this alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. Of course, my brain is like, well, I have like 5, like
yeah. So of course we do.
Yeah.
5 different beacon marketing strategies. Yeah. Tell me about it. Which one did we talk about today?
I know, right?
Yeah, so there is a link below if you want to register. And I just want to share with everybody, the event is free to sign up for. And I have a couple different questions because I've sent out some emails and my clients are asking questions. So one of the questions is, great, you have 50 trainers. If I sign up for this, am I going to now be on 50 people's email list?
Yeah, no. So no, not you don't
no.
want to be.
That's what I said. I'm like, oh no.
So what's happening is that there are 12 of these 5-minute videos a day. We have created a pretty substantial, at this point, 100-page like magazine type workbook to get you through those.
That, by the way, is so beautiful and cool. Like you should sign up just to get the workbook. It's really gorgeous.
So we've created that. And then, yes, below every video, there is an ability to like get on somebody's list. But I really want that to be like heartfelt, like, yeah, oh my gosh, this person I want to hear more from.
You get to choose.
Yeah. And every speaker is giving you like in the event a strategy to implement then. So there's no pressure to like get the thing from having to go get more emails. So it really is about, meeting people and deciding that you want to go dive deeper into their stuff if you choose.
Right. Right. And then if you can't be there for the whole thing, right? If you can't be there live, then they have the option to upgrade.
Yes.
And get the
so it's like, and it's just $47, but it's so basically after the week is done, we just are going to move the pieces that make sense, all the videos and a couple other trainings into a course, and after the week you will get it. During the week, if you can even tune in to a couple and
pick and choose
done sessions, like you don't have to come to everything, but it is fun to experience one of those live sessions just because it will give you another framework for how to get things done.
Love that. So much goodness packed into this week. So remind us when the dates are, and I'll put that in the notes as well.
Yeah, it's September 6th, the week of September 16th. So Monday through Friday, each day at 6 a.m., you'll get the 12 5-minute teaching. So it's only an hour of learning a day. You get that at 6 a.m. And then every afternoon is one of those get it done sessions. And there's a whole community piece of it that is not on Facebook because that has been a distraction.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. I'm checking that out.
Yeah. So it's not on Facebook. And then the only extra, like there's 2 extra pieces on either side, but the one I'll talk about right now is before the event. So it's Thursday, the 12th, maybe. I think I'm getting that right.
Oh,
13th
big
and
day.
12th.
Yes.
Is that the day you're leaving?
That's the day I'm leaving on my
Oh my
big
gosh, that's so
journey.
fun. So on
Birthday is
that
the 12th.
day,
Yes.
Laura's going to be off exploring the world for all of us. And on that day, we're hosting a workshop that's kind of like, you know how like when you were in school or if you have small children, you've probably seen them, you get like the schedule of the year, like it's on like a one piece of
Oh
paper.
yeah,
And
that
understand
calendar.
yeah. So we're going to make that for the fall. So it's like really reevaluating like when is marketing time? When is sales time? When is my spiritual time? When am I eating? You know, like what are all those things? So we're going to have a workshop to do that that will help inform, you know, the week that we're together as well.
Oh, love that. Love that. Yeah. Yeah. Because if all of a sudden now I'm doing a training and doing the planning, it's like, when do I
Yes,
do my morning ritual and when do I exercise
exactly.
and move? And, how
Exactly.
do you plan ahead with the good food and all that stuff? So,
Yeah, we even have a menu for the week. I mean, I'm not going to overwhelm people with stuff, but we have it all.
oh, fun, fun. I
Yeah.
love that. Love that. So it'll be fun. Yeah. It'll be
Yeah.
a great experience. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, good. All right. Anything else you want to share or talk about before we wrap up?
I think that's it. Just like join us if there's even like a little piece, you know, and then ignore us for the rest. It's all good. Um,
I think that, yeah, tune in for whatever, what I'd say is tune in for whatever you can.
yeah,
Because you're going to get something. I mean, there's just golden nuggets here that can
yeah,
really change your business, change the way you show up for your business and how that infrastructure, that foundation for how you create your rituals, how you include the healthy food and your time to take care of what you need to take care of and create a plan so that you know where you're going, and all of that really matters, in addition to all the brilliant ideas for how to get back to business.
yeah. And if you do sign up, I will remind you quite a few times in email. But my my hope for everyone is that if you can't do it all, which is totally makes sense, like that we encourage you to intuitively know, like, yeah, I'm going to go watch Laura's video and I'm going to implement it, not I'm going to go listen to all 12 and not do anything. So we're
Right.
going to
Yes.
consistently be reminding you of how
Oh,
not to.
good. Yeah. That's how I always tell people to approach these when there's a lot of different choices, and
Yeah.
like pick the things you want and then really go all in on that instead
Yes.
of I must consume everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we will remind people of that many times.
Awesome. Good. Good. All right. Well, I'm so excited we got to talk today,
Yeah,
and
so fun.
I can't wait to hear what I know. I'm going to be out traveling and doing my journey, but I might take a little peek and see how it's going. We'll
Oh
see.
my gosh, and I cannot wait to hear about your journey. So so
Big
excited.
birthday. All right. So good to talk with you. All right. See everybody soon.
Bye.
Hope to hear about your experiences. All right. Bye-bye.